Hello everybody, Mr. Pepe here with Mr. Fletcher, our school superintendent, for the first ever Putting with Pepe segment. And who better to join us is our superintendent of schools, Mr. Patrick Fletcher. Fletcher.
Appreciate the opportunity to be here. Like Mr. Pepe did when he did his field goals, I am going to take a couple of putts, but as practice, but if they go in, they count.
That sounds good.
Okay.
That's how we roll here. Go ahead, why don't you take the first couple of putts? What we're going to do is just ask you some questions, have a conversation. So how many years at Riverdale?
It'll be 17 years in June.
17 full years. All right. Look at that. First one. Oh, almost. Go ahead, take 3 here.
Alrighty.
So we're retiring.
We are. It's been almost 40 years of, nicely done there. It's been almost 40 years in my educational career, and it's time to move on to something else.
Good for you. Good for you.
While I don't have any specific plans, I should maybe take up some golf.
Well, I know you're quite the golfer. I know you enjoy playing. We played in the Ford golf outing a couple of times. At Riverdale, over your time, what are some things you're really proud of?
Well, I have to say, if there's any one particular program, it has to be our special ed program. I do think that over the years it's grown to a point where we are really serving the students very positively, and they are developing skills that will allow them to become successful outside of the traditional school environment.
I could agree with you 100%.
I'd have to say another aspect of this, of course, is the fact that we have this just absolutely fantastic facility. And we have folks here who are so dedicated to making sure our students have the opportunity to be successful. It's really a good place to be a pride of things here at in Bergen County. It's one of the better facilities in Bergen County.
Tell us about your home life. I know you have 2 children that are grown, and your wife's also involved in education.
I do. My wife's a teacher. She teaches math. I have 2 children, who one lives in Scranton, Pennsylvania. We have a 5-year-old granddaughter.
Very good.
And my other child is a daughter. She's a little younger than my son. They both went to Riverdale, and they went to Riverdale prior to my arrival here. I was able, very fortunately, to give them both their diplomas, but they ended up, being successful after school and took different paths.
Yeah. Awesome.
Along the way. And Riverdale, River Edge, Oradell, wonderful place to be, wonderful place to live, great place to raise a family. And we're not going anywhere, so we say, but looking forward to the next phase, shall we say.
Good for you. So, I know we mentioned you're retiring, and that's exciting, but what are some bucket lists you would say? So, when you're hired on a job, you say your first 100 days, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so now you're retiring. What's your bucket list for maybe your first year in retirement?
Well, as I mentioned before, I have a 5-year-old granddaughter. I would like to spend some time with her. I'm very fortunate that my mother, who's 90 years old, is still with us. I plan on spending some time with her as we go through this process. But I also want to put my feet up a little bit. I don't think people understand how much time is committed to being a school administrator. You yourself were out last night, and there are times where you're out five nights a week. So I'm anticipating putting my feet up a little bit, doing a little traveling, seeing the world a little bit.
Improving your putting a little bit?
And certainly improving my putting a little bit.
Very good. Well, I really appreciate you taking time out of your day to join me for your first ever Putting with Pepe.
That's a wonderful opportunity. Thanks so much, Brian.
Thank you for everything you've done for Riverdale.
Thank you.